Okay, so I just want to show you how to use a little bit more of your calculator. Okay, so we're recording. So stat edit. So when it doesn't specify that it is a line of best fit or a regression, you only have to put 2 points. And I'm trying to.
Is it fine for you to put all three?
It is.
Okay.
It is fine. Okay, so L1, L2, and L3. So we're going to go to stat, to the right to calculate. So, stat, calculate number 4. So I have mine is listed at L3 and L4 initially. So if you want to get the first equation, change it to L1 and L2. So above 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, you have a blue L1 and L2. So second L1 and second L2, and then enter.
3 and 13. I did not get that.
For L1 and L2?
I just got 3 and negative 13. I didn't get
Okay,
part 2.
that's fine because your diagnostic is not on. And it doesn't have to be on. Mine's just on. So y equals 3x minus 13. Okay, so instead of going back through it again, one thing you can do is second quit. Go back up and grab what you just did. Instead of changing it to L1 and L2, it needs to be L what? Where'd you put your data? After 1 and 2 is 3 and 4. So second L3 and second L4. So you just change it and then press enter. And so your second equation is y equals negative x plus 5. Okay? Number 2, we're not going to be doing those numbers. We're going to be talking about others. But before we move on, so this is your answer on Get More Math. So all you have to do is you put in one equation, press enter, and you can put the second equation in. So it's finding the solutions for 2 equations. On EOC or CBA, which is basically released EOC questions, they have to be in standard form. What's the formula for standard form?
X plus Y.
AX plus B.
AX plus BY equals C. So A has to be positive and there can be no fractions. So all you're going to do is move the X's to the other side. Remember, when you move them, what happens to them? They have to change signs. So first one's going to be negative 3x plus y equals negative 13. And what do I have to do? Can A be negative? No. So just change all the signs. So as long as it's not an inequality, then you don't have to do anything else but change the signs. Oops. I didn't change that one. So that's positive 3x. Now the other one, if it's negative over here, what's it going to be on the other side? Positive. So x plus y equals 5. So those are the 2 equations that you will get. But you're going to still find them in this form and then transfer them to that other form. Okay, so number 2, we're going to change up. Let's start with number 3. What axis does this line cross? Y. So it's going to be y equals what? 3. So remember, you got to go somewhere before you start counting. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so go back up to 2. And if your equation was y equals 3, what would your table look like? What is going to be all 3s? X or Y? Y, because it's y equals. Okay, and then the x's can be anything. I'm just doing 1, 2, 3. So if you see an equation where all of the y values are the same, stop No reason to put it in stat because it's either going to be x equals or y equals. So what's the opposite of y equals something? X equals. So if x equals 3, what would our table look like?
It'd be the same thing, just opposite.
Yeah, just opposite, where x is 3s and y's can be anything. So if you try to put that second table into stat, what does it give you? Starts with E and ends in R. Error. Gives you an error because you can't ask the calculator to give you an equation in y equals mx plus b format when there is no y. Right? So, again, if you see all the same numbers on either the x or y, stop. You have your equation. You just need to write it down. Also, the other error is, thank you, is mismatch. What is mismatch dim? So, mismatch dimension. So, let's say on number 1, you did put 3, but you left off the 17 on the y. So, you have 2 numbers in y and 3 numbers in x. Are they matched?
No.
No, that's a mismatch. So, if you see that, just go edit. Okay. Now, number 3, you need to write down your equation. So, you have your m and your b. So, first off, is that line going up or going down? Down. We already did the
Oh, yeah.
horizontal
Yeah,
line.
that's right.
So it's going down, so that means our slope is negative. What's our b? Where? What kind of, what'd you say? Negative 3. Very good. Okay, and then you're finding your slope. Your slope is rise over run, so you're just looking for, just making a staircase. So you're going up and over. Up 1 and over how many? 2. So how many did we rise? 1 over 2. So y equals negative 1/2 x minus 3. How can you check your answer without looking at mine? Put in y equals and make sure that it looks like that. And if your window is off and it doesn't look like that and you're pretty sure you have your answer, then zoom standard, take it back to a standard window. Or you can go to your window, you could change it to the window that you're looking at on your computer. If your computer goes from negative 6 to 6, you can change it to 6s instead of 10s. So number 4, tell me about the slopes. They're both what?
Positive.
Positive. And we have a b at negative 1, 2, 3, 4, and negative what?
5. Negative 5. I think.
Yep. Okay. Which slope is less steep?
The one on the right.
The one on the right, and that is negative 4 or negative 5. So the less steep is the negative 4. Okay. So the reason why I asked that is I'm not going to try to find the slope over here because there's too much going on. I'm going to go to the right. And I'm going to go underneath it, and that way I don't mess up that line. So you're just looking where it hits. I can see it hit here, 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 here. And so that is a rise of what?
2.
Over 1, so that is 2. And that's our first one. So 2 goes here. And then, let me give y'all a minute. So besides Wesley, what's my slope for the second one? Four. Very good. 4. Okay. So our future is we're going to be finding a solution, and that's where the 2 lines cross. And we've already done that using the calculator when we're solving for x and we don't want to do it by hand. You can solve by calculator. So on systems of equations, when we get back from Christmas, we're going to be doing a little bit of solving by graphing before, and then we have substitution, elimination, matrix, and which is your calculator. and then calculator with graphing. So those are all the methods that we are going to introduce fairly quickly. It'll be fun.